Last year, Craig Warner captured his second consecutive Pro Runabout World title and will try to make history here this weekend by winning his third consecutive at the Quakey Sense IJSBA World Finals.
We're on top of everybody. I mean, we got great boats. I trained my butt off, and I still want that 3 in a row. There's no reason why we can't do it.
And standing in his way will be the winningest Pro Runabout rider of all time at the World Finals, Chris McCluggage, who holds 5 World Championships.
I'm on a Yamaha FCR, FCS right now, and just hoping I can put it in the winner's circle this weekend.
Though the Americans might be strong, New Zealand's Sam Harvey has finished third in 2 of the past 3 years, and Australia's Anthony Andy showed plenty of promise with a second-place finish last year.
And then competition-wise, well, I think this year's probably going to be even harder than ever. You've got all the boys coming back.
We'd like to get the GDI up on the podium again, you know, 1 step higher. That'd be awesome.
In pro ski, 2-time former world champion Steven Doliak of France has known nothing but frustration the past 4 years, finishing second each and every time.
I need to win for my team and for myself. And yeah, there's a lot of competition.
South Africa's Dustin Matsouris also has 2 world titles, but none since 2005, while the young hotshot, 16-year-old Kevin Retterer of Austria looks to make a big splash in his pro ski debut.
It's good that we have more Austrian people here. We're racing with 6 riders, and they're all good. We have 1 world title, and now I hope for the next one.
So the stage is set, the riders are ready to go, and coming up next is the 28th annual Quakey Sense IJSBA World Finals from Lake Havasu City, Arizona. It's a hot sunny day as temperatures are approaching triple digits as we're at the Crazy Horse Campground along Lake Havasu for the 28th annual Quakey Sense IJSBA World Finals. Hello everyone and welcome to Lake Havasu City, Arizona alongside Dave Arnold, I'm Ian Howard. Thanks for joining us for the special presentation, the IJSBA World Finals. And Dave, a lot of racing on tap, starting first with Pro Runabout as Craig Warner tries to make history.
That's right, no one in the history of the sport has ever won 3 back-to-back Pro Runabout titles.
In pro ski, last year's champion, Italy's Alberto Monti, isn't here to defend his title, so it's a wide open field.
You got a pair of 2-time world champions out there, Dustin Matsouris and Steven Doliak. They're definitely dangerous men. But you have the young gun coming out of Austria, Kevin Retterer. He is one to keep an eye on. I'll tell you, that kid's been on fire all week. Can he do it? That's the question.
So a lot of great racing on tap, but before we get underway, let's meet the 3rd member of our broadcast team. That's Don Dawson, who's down in Vendor Alley. Don?
Okay, you guys, I have one adjective to describe the 2009 Quakey Sense IJSBA World Finals. You want to know what it is? Hot. I'll tell you why it's hot. Not only are the specials down in Performance Alley hot, not only is the racing hot, but by golly, it's actually hot. Hot! Like 3 digits hot. It's almost 100 degrees today. We have had a fantastic week out at the World Finals. You also are going to have a fantastic week. I want to show you all the cool stuff down here in the specials, so stay with me. Not going anywhere, and I'll show you what's new right here at the Quakey Sense World Finals.
Thanks, Don, and let's take a look now at the Quakey Sense World Finals race course.
When it comes down to courses, this is a traditional World Finals course, a split start. As they leave the starting gate, they head out towards those first turn buoys. You have the outside lane and the inside lane. The inside lane will come around sweeping on that left-hand turn where they come into the split slalom section. On the inside, it's a little bit shorter distance, but on the outside, a little bit longer, and the turn's not as tight. They'll make a right-handed turn, they merge together. Then it goes to the 180 onto the straightaway. As they come up, they make a left-hand turn into the horseshoe. This is where we change things up. The stand-ups, they make a quick left-hand turn. They head over the 2 log jumps consecutively in a row, and this is where the runabouts go around the outside. They make a quick right-handed turn, and then they serpentine their way through a left, a right, a left, and a right, and then brings them back into the big left-hand sweeper, which is onto the back straightaway, where we see the top speeds. This is where they come off the back straightaway into the split course design, and they bring them back together into the merge, onto the 180, and a checkered flag.
Time now for Moto number 1 for Pro Runabout as we have an excellent lineup led by Craig Warner, the 2-time defending world champion, trying to make history here from Lake Havasu City, Arizona this year. Chris McCluggage also on the line, a 5-time former world champion as we're off racing. So the biggest and fastest class at the World Finals is underway, Dave. Pro Runabout. We see huge speeds and huge horsepower.
Yeah, we're going to see the fastest speeds. You can see speeds exceeding 80 miles an hour. These things with the technology they have in there, those are small car motors they have. So the technology that goes into them now has gone into more in like the racing or the car racing world. They're going into cam changes and different lifters. They've swapped superchargers for turbochargers. Modified hulls. The top deck remains pretty much stock within the IJSBA rule books. But hey, This is a serious class, and this is truly an engine builder's class.
And up front early on, Chris McCluggage. We talked about him being a 5-time former world champion, but he hasn't been in the winner's circle in Pro Runabout since 2006, aboard a brand new Yamaha this year. But Dave, it goes to show you how important the starts are for all these competitors.
Oh, the start is everything, especially with the split course design. You've got to separate these big boats. So many boats going for one turn, they separate them out.
So Chris McCluggage continues to lead it, the 5-time former Pro Runabout world champion in charge as we're early on here in Pro Runabout Moto 1. Stay with us for more as you're watching the 2009 IJSBA World Finals presented by Quakey Sense. Welcome back to the 28th annual Quakey Sense IJSBA World Finals from Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Chris McCluggage continues to lead it in the first of 2 motos for Pro Runabout. And while we have a moment, let's step away from the race action to get this update with the ever-busy Don Dawson, who's in Vendor Alley. Don?
A word that I think is synonymous with Sea-Doo is innovation, and I'll tell you why. It seems every single year when we come out to the World Finals, one of the things that we have to do is go hang out at the Sea-Doo tent and find out all of the new and latest things that these guys have come up with. For example, a braking system. No other watercraft in the world has a braking system on their boats. What a fantastic idea. And of course, it had to be Sea-Doo that came up with it.
Chris McCluggage continues to lead it. He's won in the even years. The past 3 times he's won world championships, 2006, 2004, and 2002. The most decorated Pro Runabout rider in our lineup. As we take another look at the start, we were just talking about the importance of getting out in front.
And you can see the acceleration from another angle right there, how they just shoot him out front. But, McCluggage out up front on that new Yamaha FCR. Really great to see Mac back on a Yamaha. He's, was a former factory rider for Yamaha and rode for ProTech back in the day. But now he's running with R&D, and he's got one of the best motor builders and probably performance men out there, Bill Chapin. R&D. I mean, the guy can make anything go fast. He's got so many championships under his belt. In fact, I believe he's even in the Hall of Fame just for what he's done.
So Mac up front, Andy second, and Craig Warner, who's trying to make history this weekend, told us about trying to win his 3rd consecutive world title.
A lot of people think that second, third is okay as long as you qualify, but I like to get first pick when we go into our motos. That way I can get my position that I want on the line. A lot of people like the position I like, so that's what I'm going for. I mean, I want to save the boat and make sure everything's safe and running for the motos and not ride it too hard or anything like that.
So Craig Warner trying to make history, going for his 3rd consecutive world championship in a row, but Chris McCluggage up front aboard that brand new Yamaha, a 5-time former world champion and a 13-time overall world champion in his illustrious racing career, likes his chances of getting back to the winner's circle here in 2009.
Looks like the wind's going to come up, and I like rough water, and hopefully the Yamaha FCR will pull through. And it's a good engine, great package that Yamaha's came out with this year, and we're just getting started on it. The Sea-Doos and Kawasaki's have been around for 5-6 years now, and where this Yamaha engine's brand new, and I hope for big things to come with it.
It's definitely great to have Chris McCluggage back in the Pro Runabout Open class. He's definitely a superstar out there. He hasn't been out here 2 years, but you know what? 2 years ago, he won this class, so he's definitely a factor in that new Yamaha of his.
And Chris McCluggage continues to lead it aboard the Yamaha. Anthony Andy's back in second with Craig Warner in third, and that might not be for long now, Dave, as Warner, the 2-time defending world champion, makes a nice move coming to the front straightaway and is able to get past Anthony Andy's. A great power move and maybe a mistake on Andy's part. And now look, Dave, going through the horseshoe, Craig Warner pulls off the improbable 2 passes there along the front stretch and through the horseshoe, and it looks like Chris McCluggage, your 5-time former world champion, is in a heap of trouble.
Yeah, that boat just looks like it's not performing well right now. It might be going south, I do believe. But that deal with Anthony Andes, I'm not sure what happened. Warner dives in tight on that buoy. He just rails right off his wake there. And Andes comes over, he looks like he got caught on the top of that wake there. And he didn't want to take Warner out either. Now get another look here as Warner goes to the inside of McCluggage. McCluggage knows he's having some problems, so he just gave him a wide berth.
Anthony Andes now in second place, finished second last year, and he's one of the young up-and-comers on the tour, and we talked to him earlier about his chances of winning here in 2009.
Well, you basically just do more testing, more training, a little bit more development. We're probably a little faster than what we were last year. There's a few Aussies here now. It's probably about 30 in the fleet here this year, so it's the biggest ever. So yeah, we'll try and bring it home for the Aussies.
Anthony Antes was second last year. He's sitting second place right now. Not too shabby, but I know he doesn't want to be that bridesmaid one more time. I know he's going to try and chase down Warner, try and pull everything he can out.
So Andy's in that second spot, followed by Sam Harvey, who finished right behind Andy's last year. And Anthony Andes looks like he lost the lanyard there, Dave, so he loses power, and he loses a spot on the race course to Sam Harvey, so a tough thing to see for Anthony Andes. Craig Warner of Corona, California is looking to take the first step in his quest to make history, a third consecutive Pro Runabout World title as he leads it here in Moto number 1 as you're watching the 28th annual Quickie Sense IJSBA World Finals from Lake Havasu City, Arizona.